Into the mind of Dan and Dave, into the mind of Dan and Dave, into the mind of Dan and Dave, into the mind of... Here we go. To the mind of Dan and Dave, into the mind of Dan and Dave, into the mind of... Here we go. To the mind of Dan and Dave, into the mind of Dan and Dave, into the mind...
Welcome to the Dan and Dave Mindset. I'm Dan.
How you doing? I'm Dave.
And we have tonight our very first special guest, Ed Potter. How you doing, Ed?
I'm doing good.
What's on your mind? No. Wait, that was Dave's line, though.
No, that's your line. It's your line to me, usually. So
Except
Dave,
you
Dave,
made
what's
it up when you said it to me.
I don't want to come between you two. So.
Well, you are sitting between us, and you're in my
All right.
spot.
Though you probably may have heard this many, many times, I'm going to ask anyways because I'm sure people are out there wondering. Any relation to Harry?
No.
Okay.
I do have an uncle named Harry.
Do you really?
And he fully embraces
Nice.
Harry Potter.
Nice.
Is it because he lived under some stairs?
Maybe.
Like,
Well, he's Mormon.
Oh,
what does that mean?
I don't know. Thinking it's
more man than you are.
Oh. But he was Harry Potter.
Mormon.
That was
Get
weak.
it?
That was weak.
Yeah. But he was that for Halloween. He read
take it
all the
out.
books. He's...
Wait, he went Halloween as like an adult Harry Potter?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's it for us tonight.
See ya.
So,
Peace.
thank you.
As we are getting used to having guests, because we're going to have more. I don't want to say many more, but we're going to have some. So we're going to get into the mindset, so to speak, or of our mindset. We're trying to get our minds wrapped around the people that we're having here. So.
Oh, no.
So this is this is our Truth or Dare segment, and
Well, you're in graduate school, right?
Yes.
For
GIS.
gastrointestinal syndrome.
Yeah. Geographic Information Systems.
what is that?
I was close.
It's like digital mapping and aerial slash satellite imagery.
So you're going to be like computer stuff,
Computer stuff mainly, yeah.
working with satellites, like programming, like the
Not necessarily programming the satellite itself, but
Right, but
extracting the data that the satellite is collecting.
for
Lots of things like land change, global warming indicators.
like
Land
government
use.
or
I mean,
private sector or whatever you want to call
I
it.
personally would like to go into the private sector, but because that's where the money is.
Like
But
like
typically they would probably go and do like studies analyzing patterns in the demographic stuff. So you're looking at race, population, income, and it would be pertinent to a specific business in terms of how their product is marketable.
right.
And governments like using it just to know, land change is very important, land use. It's a lot of statistical analysis. Yeah.
Is that real though?
It's
Statistics. Is that a real thing?
Not really.
It's good for people to hear it though.
Yeah.
How much time we have left with this global warming thing? Are we?
It's Friday.
Yeah. It's
Friday's the last day, I think.
Well, that's possible event number one, right? But event number two is going to be what, 3-4 generations, right?
I don't know. There's no timetable.
Minimum?
Well, the problem is it's growing exponentially, so it's doubling every time.
So you're very familiar with global warming.
Not really
So
familiar.
if you do the
It's not
math
really
on
my
that,
field.
though,
More familiar than we are probably.
Probably a little bit more. Yeah.
But because
I have mixed feelings about
well,
it.
no, because I think my thought process of global warming is wrong, because I've heard it where global warming will be like all of a sudden we're gonna like have no more, like this area will have no more winters and blah blah blah.
Potentially.
Right, but it has.
Well, it won't matter too much because we'll be flooded because of the Great Lakes. They'll fill up with ice water, freeze
Potentially.
us to death.
So
And we'll
it will
drown.
be because not only that, isn't there like also a global shift itself going on? It
He's
happens
doing a
automatically.
global shift thing with his hands right now.
That's right. Well, no, I mean, 'cause, I mean,
Like
and
what-
this is something I hear, and I always like watch like the History Channel, National Geographic, and stuff like. Cause I find it interesting, and I also find it entertaining because You have people that sit there and say like way back in the day, the poles were opposites, or something
North was
like.
south,
Yeah, well,
up was down,
left was right.
black was white, cats and dogs living together.
Pure hysteria. Oh, mass hysteria.
Thank you. I agree.
No, but stuff like that. That's what I heard. Like, there's some kind of weird global shift goes on, like a natural kind of thing. I don't know if that's just one of those things that I hear. I don't always take it for, you know what I mean. I just look because I find it entertaining and kind of cool to watch that sort of stuff.
Like
but
tarot cards.
I'm never.
Palm reading.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I find that's. If somebody tells me how long I'm going to live by this thing on my hand, that
Doesn't.
I can tell.
it's hilarious, but it freaks me out at the same time. I'm serious.
She's
I
like,
don't do not tell me. I don't want to know.
Well, they're right.
Just keep that to yourself.
That's right. I don't want to know. You're gonna live, a long and healthy life. What else are they gonna? Are they gonna say?
I think they get better results if they scare you.
Right. But if
You're
you
like-
give me if you give me $100, I can make that line longer.
Is that what they do?
I think so.
Oh, maybe.
I think they just, give you about somewhere around 15, 20 years.
How does that benefit them?
Just scares you a little bit.
But how does that benefit them?
It's funny.
Oh, so pure
That guy
entertainment.
cried and he ran out.
Self-entertainment.
Yeah. You tell him, you're like, hey, you're going to live to, looks like 102.
I'd pay for that.
I would.
To just be told that?
No, if it were reality, I mean.
And what they didn't tell you was the last 25 years you were going to be bedridden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's you're weak.
A potato.
You're a potato. But you can still watch TV.
Yeah.
But you can't change the channel.
So is this a pretty profitable
It can be.
for you?
In the private sector, yes.
Well, not right now, because
Yeah, I'm very poor right now.
he's a grad student.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. Being the scariest part about grad school or any, higher education is that there's no guarantee. That was one of the biggest things that freaked me out. Is graduate school is like 20 times, well, maybe not 20 times, but like 10 times as much as undergrad, with much more work, much higher expectation, and still the same outcome of I have the same chance of getting a job as I did before,
Really?
to some
What?
degree.
But shouldn't that automatically increase things a little bit?
Yeah,
What
increase, but
what school?
I'm going to Clark, which is a smaller liberal college in Worcester, Massachusetts.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm from Holyoke, Mass.
Holyoke.
That's funny. That's funny to you.
Yeah.
What were you
My
saying
town
about-
is funny.
What were you
How
saying
are you?
about?
Wait. How are you? How are you here? But
I drove back for
okay.
break.
You
Yeah,
took a GIS over, and
And I appreciate that. I appreciate that you said it correct. Well, you have to because you live there.
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, I would
But
make-
people see the sign and they don't say it correctly.
Yeah.
Because it's not spelled like
spelled like Worcester, right?
basically like
Worcester.
Worcester.
Worcester, yeah.
So people that Worcester, but yeah.
Well,
anyway.
because I like that Worcester sauce a lot. It's very tasty.
Love that.
Is it really?
I mean, I don't drink it eat it by the spoonful or anything. Add it to something.
Okay.
It's a nice little.
So basically, really no change from Michigan to Worcester as far as weather.
Not really, not
Yeah,
right now.
pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Actually, though, you get wintertime, you do get hit with a bit more.
A bit more snow,
Yeah.
like rainy snow.
When you get to nor'easters,
Yeah.
which people here never heard of, and I've tried to say it before.
Because we say Northeasterners.
A
And
nor'easter.
we're talking about you guys coming to our state.
No,
Okay.
you stay. Yeah.
But
yeah,
then
we
again,
got some Northeasterners.
I've heard that. I don't
But then again, when I came here, I never heard of lake effect.
Yeah.
So there you go.
But notice how they're real words that we use there as well.
What lake effect?
Lake and effect.
Nor'easter.
Uh-huh. There's an apostrophe in there, isn't there?
Whatever.
Just you're
I
omitting
don't know.
letters. We've never actually seen it written down. We just say it on the news all the time. It's just a wicked bad storm.
Wicked.
Wicked bad
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Wicked. Yeah, that's one thing that's strange. The
What?
slang. Wicked.
I love that word.
Yeah.
You would.
It's like Californian saying hella. Hella good.
Really?
Yeah.
They do that.
I've
there
never
now?
heard
Is
that
where that's
before.
from?
Like SoCal people
Huh.
say that a lot. That's hella cool.
I love coming here, but see, I like coming here and listening to the people try and say wicked.
Yeah.
in the proper terminology.
Yeah,
Like,
you can't.
like in the proper terminology of
I do it right.
of the. Yeah. Anyway.
I do it wicked right.
See, that's wrong.
Yeah.
I knew that it was though, because I'm wicked smart.
Yeah.
There you go.
So what were you saying? You were telling me about Holyoke the other night. Your opinion on it?
It's out there on the west side, right? The western Mass.
Yeah.
So you're
You
near
never
like
go
the,
there, right?
Pretty close to Connecticut.
okay, so you're near like the Berkshires.
Yep.
I was telling Ed about the volleyball thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But he wanted to know, was it couldn't have been beach volleyball? He said because no beaches.
Exactly.
So it's
No, it
just
wasn't beach volleyball.
normal volleyball.
Regular volleyball. And then in Springfield, you know where Springfield is?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, which is like 20 minutes from
Yep.
where I grew up,
In Holyoke.
is where basketball was invented.
Really?
Yeah, Basketball Hall of Fame is there.
Naismith. Yeah.
It's because they got a bunch of apple orchards, right?
A lot of
Because of the baskets.
Right. There'd be the guy up in the tree picking them and throwing them in the basket, right? And then there was a guy down below. Whenever that guy dropped one or whatever, the guy in the bottom would be like, "Oh, I got it." Throw it up and get it in the basket. And then they were like, "This would be a great game."
This game.
Isn't that what happened?
I really don't know.
No idea.
I have no clue. I really
You
don't.
could totally be making that up. It would sound legit.
Well, in my town is the Volleyball Hall of Fame you could go to.
Oh,
Who's
yeah?
in the
Yeah.
Volleyball Hall of Fame?
Exactly.
So that's indoor volleyball though.
Not beach.
It's
So
volleyball.
Misty
I
May.
don't know.
will
Yeah,
be
it's
there.
not beach volleyball. Yeah, which
Well, when
is
you don't- what?
so much better to
Yes.
watch.
Because of the lovely background scenery of the
Exactly.
ocean and the
Yeah.
Yeah.
waves cresting.
Yeah, something's
Mhm.
cresting. Anyway.
Seals?
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, my nephew
I'll
went
take
to
that out.
UMass Worcester
Okay. Yeah. UMass.
for business.
Yeah. Yeah. There's actually quite a few colleges in Worcester. It's surprising how many
Mhm.
colleges are in there.
There's like a lot of colleges generally
Yeah.
in like when you go to like if you go to Boston,
Yeah. There's a shit ton.
you go to Boston, like you drive down the street and there's like one here, and they're just huge like
Yeah.
brick buildings and they're colleges.
Yeah.
You got Boston University and
Harvard.
yeah. Harvard's awesome. That place is very
It's
cool.
really neat. It reminds me of Ann Arbor, kind of.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Harvard.
Harvard. Yeah. Cambridge Square. Reminds me.
Cambridge Square, I love that place. It's so
really nice.
cool.
Yeah.
Because which I miss about going there, and which I've never seen in Michigan anyway, was street performers.
Yeah.
Like you just have the musicians
Yeah.
chilling out on the sidewalk and whatever,
Yeah,
playing or
just kind of hanging out.
everything. They got like we went there last October to do some filming down there, and just all these guys, street performers or whatever, like just dancing around, all this other kind of stuff. It was very cool. And you just don't see it around here.
What kind of street performers do they have? Just everything?
Everything. Like they have magicians. They'll do like
Magic.
yeah, right. But some of the musicians are awesome, and dancers and yeah, all that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking of Arrested Development now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah.
Where did lighter fluid come from?
Just like $100 is only 100 pennies.
Oh man.
So, yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, so I don't know about the whole global shifting thing in terms of global warming.
Yeah, like I said, I always hear this.
I think the biggest problem with global warming that people are concerned about is the climate shifts, of
Mhm.
course. So you're gonna have climates changing that are, accustomed to having 4 seasons are now having only 3 or 2 or, whatever. Also, you're gonna have sea level rise, which is
Because of the ice caps and all
yeah.
that.
And that's a massive that's huge implications for everything. Just because of everything that's involved with the water and how much the water influences everything else on land. And then the rising of sea level, every major city in the world every major city in the world is located near some port or on the coast.
Mm-hmm.
And
California be gone.
yeah, California,
Florida.
Long Island, Florida, London, not quite as much, but like Tokyo.
I don't know. How about all them Asian islands, like the
Yeah.
Philippines,
Philippines.
thousands of Philippine islands that are just going to be.
Yeah.
They're all so tiny.
But then
Hawaii's got a
Yeah. Well, Hawaii is ever growing.
Yeah, right. It's continuous.
Yeah. But yeah, another big problem with the
Is
glacier.
it rising or something?
No, it's
It's a
volcanic.
volcano.
It just keeps
It's volcanic rock.
erupting constantly.
Oh,
So what happens is it slowly like
getting bigger.
it grows and then kind of shifts, and then another one grows and then shifts. Yeah.
I
So
did not
there's
know
actually a new island forming right now that will probably I learned it was like 10,000 years it would be like a new.
that. I can't
Hawaiian
wait
island.
to see it.
Yes.
All right. That'd be awesome.
I'll be there, man. But
I'm calling dibs on part of it right now. I want an acre.
Dantoria.
You know what the sad thing is? There's probably somebody out there who's such a good con artist and such a good salesman that could probably sell it out right now to somebody, and somebody gullible enough to buy it.
That's a brilliant idea.
Yes, it
Where
is.
are we on that right now?
But I guess the other massive implication would be like glaciers in like mountainous regions that feed freshwater systems to like developing countries. So that's like their main source of water. And if they have no more water being replenished, then they can't live there anymore. Or they just die out because they have no access to water at that point. So I don't know. There's lots of things going on with global warming. It's not really what I'm interested in. So
That'd be a depressing job.
yeah, but a lot of people
What?
in my
Making
program
it happen?
Just watching it. I mean,
Analyzing
just, realizing that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I'm
Gotta-
more.
You got to
Yeah.
call up this city saying you got to go.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then and then it turns out, oh, they don't even have phones there.
Whoops.
Can't
Well, like Hurricane
get a hold of
Sandy.
anybody. It just goes meh, 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 whenever I call.
wow.
Where did we get this number?
Yeah, Hurricane Sandy is pretty terrible because we analyzed a lot of imagery from there. So
Was it a hurricane though?
it was before it hit land. I mean,
Then it was a superstorm.
yeah,
I've never even heard that
Tropical
before
storm.
until this.
and then a tropical depression, and then just a storm. So.
So that does that affect hurricane? Because the hurricanes are ocean fed, right?
Yeah.
So the global warming, will that make hurricanes worse or less? I mean, is that
Make it more prominent because of the accumulation of hot air
Mhm.
and the trapping of solar rays in our atmosphere due to all the CO2 in our atmosphere now accumulating from like biofuels, just emissions. You know what emissions are. You know?
Yes.
So what happens is solar radiation comes down, some of it gets bounced back, some of it makes it out of the atmosphere, but a lot of it is trapped because it reacts with the CO2 and the emissions. So then it reflects back and it's trapped, in it resulting in a warming of our Earth. And then what that does is it kind of creates these turbulent, not turbulent, but collisions of cold and warm air over water, which is becoming more frequent, especially in like warmer equatorial areas, which is where most of hurricanes occur.
Right.
For that reason.
How frequent were we talking about here, though?
I mean, you've seen it. I mean, it's like last year we had like
It was
10 or
crazy.
something. Yeah,
It was like they all lined up like
yeah,
like airplanes going into a runway.
yeah. It was ton. It was a lot.
Ten's a lot then.
Well,
Yeah, and that's just in
The ones that affected us.
around us. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that happens all the time.
What, 10 years ago, how many
So-
would we have had then, roughly?
Well, I
Two?
don't know, maybe probably more than that, but
8?
I don't know.
But I mean the ones that just reached the U.S. lately.
Well, the biggest problem is a lot of them like start in the ocean and kind of do whatever.
Yeah, right.
Because there's ocean is endless expanse of just flatness, so it can gain power, and then once it hits land, it's like it just shrinks and dies. So nothing really used to result from hurricanes too often, but now it's like reaching inland and going in up into
So they're bigger.
much more powerful, bigger.
Yeah.
So
Giant buildings that used to slow them down a lot more are
Yeah.
not so big to this thing. I'm just
Yeah.
reiterating what you said with smaller words.
yeah, I guess. I mean, it's not really my specialty, but
Tell us more about other weather phenomena.
rain shadows.
You and Joe versus the volcano?
Oh, that's a cloud.
That's a brain cloud.
I was going to say,
Brain
I think you mean a brain cloud.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good
You know,
movie.
the Waponies, they need
Which
the,
goes back to the
this
volcano.
metal for the
Joe
superconductors.
versus the volcano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm more interested in urban planning. And,
Inland more? You're going to focus more on that?
yeah, more
for
land,
longevity?
cities. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm studying a lot in Detroit in my studies this semester.
Which, oddly enough, is on a coast as well.
Kind of, yeah. Technically.
Yet
I
you
guess.
basically just
So
said that.
Not an ocean coast, though.
Sure, yeah.
So I think that sounds like it might get a bit political as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So you just, because aren't they like pretty much like abandoning part of Detroit? They already have, haven't they?
Yeah, like certain parts of Detroit, at least from what I've seen,
Or abandon
there's
is probably the
people
wrong.
there.
Abandon is probably the wrong word.
it's
but-
very sporadic though. It's like one person.
Yeah,
here,
right. Yep.
Coupled with like a shit ton of like burnt down,
Yeah.
vacant houses that are now whatever. But
I'm saying there's people there, too.
yeah, probably squatting.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's lots of initiatives recently that are they're trying to jumpstart Detroit again, and
Yeah, the mayor there now is,
Yeah.
he gets paid what, $1 a year?
really.
He-
Oh yeah,
he
yeah.
used to,
I
he
did
used
see
to play
that.
for the Pistons,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Isaiah Thomas?
No.
I don't know who it is.
I'd like to see more politicians take
Not
a,
taking a salary?
Get paid nothing.
well, no, at least like, come on, the amount they're getting paid.
No, I'm okay with that. They are, like, most of them are, a lot of them are independently wealthy anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
If you don't need the salary, and yeah, everybody's.
And not only that, but when they retire, they still get paid.
Yeah.
And they and like the president, and I mean it might be a different story, whatever, but the president still gets the cash and still gets all the guards
Yeah.
who also have to get paid to guard him.
I mean, I don't know if it's so much getting them as needing them, though.
They're
I
not
think they kind of need them.
ex-president.
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah.
Maybe.
If they didn't have them, how many more ex-presidents would we hear about being assassinated? We're like, wow, this guy's totally out in the open.
When have you ever heard of an ex-president being assassinated?
I haven't, because they always have the Secret Service with them. I'm just saying, you want to be the guy who says, okay, well, we got to make some cuts around here, so let's. None of these ex-presidents has ever been killed. Odds of it happening are like nothing. Let's get these Secret Service guys out on.
All right,
the
I
boat.
might have bet.
And then that happens. 8 of them get killed. How many are left right now? Actually, how many are alive right now?
Ex-presidents?
Yeah, 8.
3.
Just 3.
Bush,
Bush and Bush.
Carter.
Clinton.
Is Carter still alive?
Isn't he? Is he?
Yeah, I think so.
All right,
All right. Bush,
Carter,
Clinton.
Clinton.
4.
Yeah.
4 just died.
Ford just
Not
died.
recently.
Well, like,
What?
recently, wasn't it a while ago?
What, 4
No, it
years?
wasn't. It was like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
He
Feels
was a
like-
U of M grad. That's
it
why.
just feels like a long time.
I mean, because I remember that was a big deal when
Yeah.
well, here in Michigan, anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah,
They had the whole big thing.
so what? If one of them gets taken out, wouldn't you feel really bad for taking those? What is that? 20 guys off of their jobs?
Not really. Sorry.
Maybe it's 100 guys.
There you go.
I'm not really.
Ed said it.
Don't judge, but I just don't care.
No, but I mean, my big thing though
I-
is all right. Let's leave that alone. Let's forget about that.
I mean, I'm not real close with any of
And,
these
well,
guys, but I don't want them to
let's
die.
at least cut the president's freaking pension or whatever he's getting. 200.
I mean,
who
I
knows how much
guess.
a year.
200,000 or something. Yeah.
I mean,
He does not need that.
I feel the president is more of a figurehead now, anyway, and or maybe has been for a long
Well,
time.
not only
so
not
it's
only
not like we need to incentivize that job to actually get decent people in, because decent people would rather go run a corporation.
but I mean, not only that, with these ex-presidents, when they're done, they're still getting paid.
I don't know if we should be talking about this.
Why?
It's trouble.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, it's early still.
Dan, Ed,
Dave?
did you?
Dave? Dan?
Just
Ed? Dave?
Just curious. Curious. Marilyn Monroe. We all know Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
And
Blonde lady.
very nice looking.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
I mean, she was a.
Yeah.
She's still. Well,
She's a sex symbol.
She's iconic.
A sex icon.
There you go.
there you go. She had 6 toes on 1 foot. Did you realize that?
No.
Oh.
Our reaction to this before we started recording was so much more realistic, because it was more like, what?
Yeah.
There you go. Just spice that up.
All right, try us again. She had what?
Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, Marilyn Monroe.
She had 6 toes on 1 foot.
Ah!
Ah, What the?
That's disgusting.
Yeah,
Now, which goes back to an episode we had earlier about me breaking up with girls for certain reasons. Do you have a...
Girlfriend? No.
No, well...
A lady?
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding. Where were you going with this?
Do you have like a certain... Like, have you ever met someone and you really like her, you're really getting along and all this kind of... And all of a sudden you notice this one thing about her and you're like, oh my goodness, that's it, I can't do this anymore.
Game over.
You got one? You got a story?
Oof. Specifically like that? Nothing really funny, though. It's just kind of
That's
like...
okay.
Well, we'll decide if it's
Yeah,
funny.
that's right. It might not be funny to you, but it might be great.
Unless you're not comfortable sharing this.
Oof.
Or
I
you
would have
just-
to really dig out the details. I have to think about it.
Well, like, is there, like, it's not a specific thing?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a specific thing. Well, she was kind of a hippie, and
Oh, I hate them. No.
I was a hippie
I don't hate hippies.
at one point. So, I'm okay with being a little dirty, a little
Yeah.
something.
Your hippie name is what? Cougar?
Yeah. So...
Cougar?
Yeah, Coug.
Seeking cougar. So, that was
What,
my
sneaking?
native...
Seeking Cougar.
Yeah.
Seeking.
That was my Native American name given to me. But, anyway,
That's pretty cool, actually.
uh,
That's not hippie at all.
Wait, who gave this to you?
some Native American.
Was he a chief?
No.
A brave?
I don't know.
Do they have braves anymore?
I don't
A brave is a young man.
I thought he was a young man who also went out and...
know. This
A
is
warrior.
PC.
Yeah.
Regardless.
What was this guy's name? Sonny Dandelion.
Frankie.
Patrick.
Patrick O'Halloran.
Yeah. Just
I think
His
you
tribe
got-
name was Drinks a Lot.
Yeah. Yeah, for $100 he said I could get an Indian name.
Wow, that's a coincidence.
And a right good one, he
First
said.
redheaded Native American I ever met in my life. Anyway, I'm curious how this happened. You just met this guy and he's a friend of yours?
No, we worked together. So it was like a product of working where I worked and seeing like change in that person to where they deemed it necessary to give you a new name, which kind of signifies your change as a person.
Yeah, well,
And
because
the name encompasses your traits that you of what you.
yeah, because like in like a Native American culture, you're given a name at birth,
Yeah.
but then when you become like when they notice your personality, then they change your name, right?
Yeah.
Wait, are you really? I didn't think you had a name at all.
When you're at birth.
Did you?
I don't know, do you? I thought you did.
I don't-
Was it? I don't know. I thought you did. I thought they had two names. The one when you were at birth, and then basically when they.
I have no idea.
I could be wrong. Google that.
No.
Chases cougars.
Well, it's seeking because I have
Seeking cougars.
Yes.
Wait, no.
It's
Just
that-
one. The one cougar
Seeking.
that you're
Oh.
seeking. Or you're a cougar who
I'm a
is
cougar
seeking.
who is seeking. Seeking is for
Okay, all right. So, all right.
I don't think it means
Busta
what you think it
Busta.
means.
Here we go. I'm gonna break it down for you.
Alright.
Seeking is for my quest of ultimate understanding of anything I want to learn.
Knowledge.
Knowledge. It's general knowledge I just want to understand.
Hmm.
Cougar being that I'm kind of a loner. I can just kind of be alone and be okay with that. And I just kind of
You don't need a pack.
don't need a pack. I just
You're
do what I do.
one man wolf pack.
One man. Yes.
And now
When I hear cougar, my mind goes.
Yes, I know exactly.
direction.
where? What are you guys talking about?
Huh?
Huh?
What do you mean?
What do you think about the first thing? First thing you think about when you
Kind of a tan, furry, cat-like animal?
An older single woman.
yes.
So Marilyn Monroe has
Fucking whoops.
Had.
had.
Well, she's not alive anymore.
I mean,
Did she?
did
She
they?
didn't. She didn't get it amputated. She had it in her entire life,
I'm a
or was she just born with it and then?
Was it taken off?
I don't know. All I know is she had 6 toes.
Where'd you hear this?
I've been hearing it a lot lately for some reason. I've heard it on a couple different shows, and anyway,
Interesting.
that would freak me out.
Well, my question earlier was, if she had the toe socks,
Right.
which toes would you group together? Dan, you said the pinky toe.
I would go with the yeah.
I would go.
Well,
maybe-
wait. It depends.
Pinky toe is usually the smaller toe.
Well, it depends though.
That's a
I mean,
good point.
wait, did she have 2 like big toes?
Weird.
Was it?
Seriously, could you imagine that? 2 big toes?
I would think it would probably be kind of a toe sticking off in a weird direction too. Like, yeah, it's on her knee.
With this weird old toenail on it, or no
Yeah.
toenail at all?
No.
Oh,
That'd
yeah.
be weird.
Like it's a nub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, so I can never watch another Marilyn Monroe movie. That's the
Yeah.
point that we
Gross.
gotta make here. That's that's terrible.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. I wonder if she got it chopped off though, because someone like that would probably be judged constantly. So, you know, if she
Did
took her
she-
shoe off, and people were like, "Whoa, oh my god!" You know, or did she just never take off her shoes? Or
I mean, she was photographed a lot in little or no clothing.
yeah,
Like, is one of her feet always covered up?
yeah, that's a good question. I haven't thought about that.
I feel like after she, maybe if she did have it into adulthood, after she got a certain amount of money,
Maybe.
I mean, the plastic surgery for things like that wouldn't have been too complicated to do a good job then.
Yeah, it was probably just like chop off and.
Yeah, I mean, they were already doing pretty extensive plastic surgery that, you know, I mean, they still haven't figured out facelifts, but, you know,
That's
a lot of the rest of it's been, they've been doing good for a long time.
Joan Collins. Is it Joan Collins? No, Joan Rivers.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh my
just
goodness.
Stop it already.
Stop.
We get it. You're very old.
And you like fashion.
Yeah. A lot of old-looking people who talk about it, and we don't think poorly of them.
Yeah.
In fact, we respect them more than we
Yeah,
do.
if you just like age normally, it's fine. That's just the natural process.
Not everybody gets to be Dick Clark.
Yeah. True that.
Oh, he never
Or
aged.
Bob Barker.
Yeah.
They do have
Right?
a name for that too, you know.
What?
The Dick Clark syndrome. Michael J. Fox has it.
Does he?
Look at him.
Yeah, he looks.
He looks about the same.
What is he, 100? I mean, how old is he?
Yeah.
I mean, he's up there. He still
He's
looks.
like 60 years.
Is he?
And he looks
No,
like
hold
he
on.
still
50.
looks.
Wait a second.
He's not that old.
No, I'd say 50.
50 is.
I'd go with like 50.
Because he was, what, 30
Well-
when he filmed Back to the Future?
No.
20 something?
He's in his early 20s. Like, he was pretty young doing all that.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, I want to say he was one of the closer to high school age actors to play a high schooler for at least the first movie.
Yeah. That was 85.
Yeah.
The next one, 88, and the next one was 90.
Is that Wikipedia?
Actually, no. I refuse to go to. It's a Snopes.
Oh, well, I mean, that's
I refuse to look at Wikipedia
Snopes is reputable.
because you can go. You can actually go into Wikipedia.
Change
and,
stuff.
Yeah.
But then so many people watch that and read it that you'd automatically be omitted and re-edited. In the trouble.
What did she just do there? Oh, I thought you.
I mean, this is back when she was still Norma Jean.
No much.
Really? So
There are pictures out there of her
of her,
I don't want to
feet.
see.
Of her,
you got to find it because I need to see what that looks like.
Don't,
It's
don't want to see it.
you don't want to see it?
No.
Well, if it's just the foot, it's Red Dawn.
Red Dawn. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
Ah!
Like, all
There
right.
it is.
That's weird looking.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 6 toes.
6 toes, and it is the pinky.
Yeah, it is.
Is it the pinky?
It's the baby toe.
I thought it was the third one from the left there.
She probably
Actually-
Wait, hold on.
No,
Mark it.
it could be.
Yeah, which one is
roast
Yeah, I mean,
beef.
it's the 2 middle ones. Look at that.
Did 2 of them have no roast beef, or did 2 of them get roast beef?
Yeah, it has
It
to be
looks
one of
like the
those.
middle ones.
Yeah, one of those in the middle.
That's bizarre. Wait,
Because the
man.
side of her foot looks normal.
So what would you do though? Would you have to get rid of one of the middle ones, or would you just take one of the pinkies off at the end? Take the pinky off, and they'd all kind of
And they would look weird. Your foot.
because
would
you'd
look
have a gap.
weird. Yeah.
Or is it
Unless-
like can they
unless
put a?
They squeeze them all together.
Is there like a brace like for teeth with a gap?
Maybe.
You can put on a foot.
Maybe. I don't know. I've never had 6 toes.
I've heard of like feet binding they did in Asia. Like years, like
That
I don't know.
sounds terrible.
Well, yeah, these women, their feet would be too small to hold them up
Oh
eventually.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's horrifying, really.
yeah. It's like putting short people in traction. like dwarves.
What?
Mm.
Do they do that?
Yeah, something.
Well, they do it with, you can do it with your legs.
Yeah,
You can take your legs and, like, cut the bone,
Yeah, and then
and then stretch it a tiny bit, and the bone grows together.
Oh, like in Gattaca.
yeah,
I didn't realize what the actual procedure was. Just sounded painful, and then he had those
it's
things
a really
on his
good movie,
legs.
by the way.
That is a good movie. I
You know why it's called Gattaca, right?
wasn't it the name of the space station?
No, Gattaca is the DNA letters.
Really?
Yeah, guanine, thymine,
Okay, so now it says it's
it's a DNA sequence.
That's
It's
why I
not-
talked to you.
now it's saying it's not true.
Who's saying?
I'm
It's a
reading
myth.
later on the article here.
On Snopes?
Yes,
Don't
I
they
am.
start off saying true or false at the beginning usually?
It's a myth.
I forgot to look at that part. My bad. It does say false. Forget. That's my first time. I've never went to this place before. My bad.
Say
I'm
false
sorry.
right at the top.
Yeah,
So she didn't have 6 toes.
she did not.
Well, whose toes
She
were
was.
those?
Huh?
Whose toes were those?
Oh.
'Cause you freaked Ed out.
Yep.
He's not gonna be able to sleep tonight.
Well, feet.
You
I
know,
deal with feet all the time, and I see some nasty feet. And
What do you do with feet?
I'm a shoe salesman.
Oh.
Right
that's
now,
got-
anyway.
That's got
you're like, that's gotta. Whoops.
At least like a. What store?
Track and trail.
Oh, okay. That's different than like.
Yeah, Payless or something.
Right.
Yeah, you got a higher
High
class,
class.
of foot. And
High class foots. Or feet.
Yeah.
Foots.
Feet.
Feets.
Feet. Yeah, high
Yeah.
class feet.
You guys still selling the Uggs?
Oh, God. Yes.
What's an UGG? Oh, the boots.
Yeah.
UGG.
Yeah.
That's how all the foreigners say it.
It's like a.
They say UGG.
Looks like a slipper.
That's
It's like an outdoor slipper.
And supposedly they're really comfortable, but
I'm not going to deny they are pretty comfortable.
how many times have you tried them on?
A few times.
Do you own a pair?
No.
Would you?
If they were free and given to me, yes.
I mean,
If a man could pull it off.
Tom
They
Brady
make them
pulls it
for
off.
men. Who?
Tom Brady. Quarterback for the Patriots.
Football
He
player?
wears those?
Yeah, he wears the man Uggs. I knew a couple
Man
of
Uggs.
Yeah, I knew a couple guys that wore man Uggs. And some of the more casual like shoe styles of Uggs are pretty nice, but I don't know. It's ridiculous. Like we'll have a new Ugg come out, we'll put it out, and all these women will stop by and buy it, surely for the fact they don't have that color. That's how crazy this is. It's like, oh, she has 10 pair. She needs this color.
Oh my gosh.
It's like North Face jackets that
Oh.
are all the same. I just need different colors of them.
It's brilliant, really, though.
It is, because women accessorize.
Women be shopping.
Yeah.
Cannot stop a woman from shopping.
And they've increased in price every year you buy them.
Who's that?
That's
Have they increased?
the Eddie Murphy movie, the doctor one, the Nutty Professor.
Oh,
Yeah.
When he's at the thing and Dave Chappelle was up on stage. It was like way
Oh,
early Dave Chappelle.
yeah.
He's got like the spider
Yeah.
looking hair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he starts
It's like,
making
women
fun of
be
him.
shopping. Cannot stop a woman from shopping. And he tries insulting Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
He's laughing at him.
And then,
He's
and
like, I can't take this no more. He takes his hat off. He's like, he starts cracking. He's like, take that off your head.
he's like plugs in his head.
He's like, I heard dreadlocks, but dreadlocks.
It's so funny.
I don't think I haven't seen that in a long time.
That's one of the
been a
greatest scenes. I love that. It's so hilarious because I love Dave Chappelle.
It's a good one.
So what do you think about the studio? You like it?
It's nice. Lots of instruments.
Yeah, thanks.
Wasn't expecting that.
No? Yeah. I like it.
It's nice. It's like the size of my apartment in Massachusetts.
Is it? Nice. So you live in a tiny little box too, huh?
Yeah, I have like a living room and about the same size, kitchen about the same size.
Cool.
It's nice. Probably a little smaller actually.
Really? Well, it's Massachusetts. Tiny
Yeah.
state.
What?
It's not Rhode Island,
Yeah.
I didn't say it was, minuscule.
which is actually
It's a commonwealth.
it's a Massachusetts wannabe.
Yeah.
Wants
Is
to
it?
Wants to be part of Massachusetts.
Like, can't take this doing it on our own anymore.
That's right. It's like a city.
Don't they have like 5 electoral votes though? So it's
How's that
Do
work?
they? Yeah, do they?
I don't know. It's got to be 1 or like a half. Like
Maybe, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2, but not more than that.
So what, you're out here for the holidays, or really?
Just working, yeah.
Hmm.
Working at the TNT.
Yep, that's how we met.
Yep.
Yeah, he worked at the track and trail. It was diagonally away from my
Is that,
booth.
is that like a playmaker
Kind of,
kind
yeah.
of thing?
Yeah. Not quite as,
Expansive.
yeah.
Expansive, not expensive. I'm not making any.
It's
I don't know.
equally expensive, but yeah.
Yeah, good. Not
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get my shoes at Meyer.
Well, we have, my company that owns us has shoes at Myers too, so.
Merril.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Wolverine boots. Caterpillar boots.
Oh, those are terrible though.
They're all made by Wolverine.
I bought a pair of Wolverine when I was a cable guy.
Were those?
Bought it.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I bought a pair of Wolverine boots. I wore them for a day, and they tore my feet apart.
Were they leather?
I think so. I mean, I don't know.
Break them in.
Here's look. I decided they were like $40 or whatever, and somebody's listening to episode 2 right now while we are recording episode what might be, who knows, because we recorded 3 hours and change for episode 4.
Yeah, we'll probably get about 5 minutes out of that one.
I'm thinking it wasn't good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But the Wolverine, because I remember going with you one time.
Maybe you were with me when I
No,
got
it
this.
wasn't Wolverine. It was like Red Wing.
Oh no. Okay, so this is what happened.
Oh, okay.
I got rid of those.
Oh, okay, now
I took
okay,
those
yeah.
boots back, and I said, and I threw them on the counter. No, I just said, these don't fit right. And then I went to Red Wing shoe store. They make work shoes.
They got in trouble, actually.
They're what?
They got in trouble because they stated that they were made in America, but they're not.
Really?
Really? As of when?
I don't know. I know they got in trouble for it because
Really?
I know some of them were, but not all of them.
Because they got a wicked good deal that goes along with when you buy it. Like you bring it back and they like for free.
Anytime
right?
I want, I can go in and get new laces and get them
Resold?
polished up.
Resold
They're
too.
expensive.
I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was like 100. It was only. I mean, at the time, it seemed really ridiculous because I didn't understand that if you do spend a lot of money on shoes, it can be more worth it.
Oh yeah.
And
For that type of work, I mean,
yeah. These boots were gonna get in a lot of trouble all the time.
Yeah.
And we had to have steel toes and all this, and I still have those. The Red Wing boots I bought. It was like $120, $130. And yeah, did you go with me?
Yeah.
Huh? I didn't remember that. Yeah, so I got them, and they gave me a free pair of socks. Meyer didn't do that.
I remember that. It was like, yeah.
I still have those. Those socks, I still have them, too. They're no holes, nothing.
Well, they were like 2 inches thick.
Yeah, they're pretty thick. I couldn't wear them at first with those boots until I wore them out a little. Well, maybe I did just for the extra padding, because I had the huge blisters all over my feet. So I probably needed some. So they were comfortable from the get-go. And they just got more comfortable. And I regret the fact that I don't have a job that requires me to wear them now because I love them. I still
Wear 'em
have
anyway.
them. Huh?
Wear them anyway.
Well, they're kind of heavy. I do a lot of, I'm walking into a lot of homes and stuff, and sometimes people want you to take your shoes off now, and I'd be like, all right, well, give me 5. You remember how I said it was only could take about 10 minutes to do this?
10 minutes would be...
It's going to take 20 minutes because I got to take these off and then put them back on, so.
Right.
That's funny.
But, so, I mean, those are great. I don't know what kind of, you guys don't sell work boots, right? Your stuff's
Not really
for
necessarily.
tracks and trails, right?
Sure, yeah. I guess that's one way of saying it.
Tracks and trails.
But also the sidewalk and fashion.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I bought my work shoes for Verizon there, eventually.
Your Clarks.
Yeah, because that was where the Red Wing failed me. Because I bought some, I was so impressed by their shoes the first time, the boots anyway. Bought a pair of dress shoes from them.
Red Wing?
Yeah,
I didn't know they did that.
they had dress shoes too, and those, like, fell apart in about 8 months, and I don't like for the extensive side damage that happens because I have kind of wide feet, I guess, and I tend to push the sides of shoes out a little bit. Just don't look at them. I messed those shoes up, and then I went to track and trail, and at the time I didn't know you as well yet.
In Summer.
My name is Summer.
Of course, everyone knows Summer.
Well, yeah, because she's unique.
Yes.
Because she's got this
Fro.
this huge afro, basically.
Wait, who's this?
Summer. She was the manager at the track and trail when I was working there. And she used to come by she would walk right by my booth on the way to get coffee. Because there used to be a Starbucks in between our stores. And that was awesome because it was I could leave my booth at any time, go get coffee, and see the booth. So if there was a line or whatever and I had to, I could just run back. You have to make it, you got to make sure somebody's around or just to hope that nobody comes by. And
Yeah.
every time I did that, though, I'd come back and one of my alarms would be going off. Because they were not because anybody stole anything, just because they were oversensitive alarms.
Yeah.
And you touch the phones and people would set them off and they'd run away. And I was like, that was a sale you probably lost. No, those people don't buy anything anyway. Look, you lose. But so yeah, somebody with hair like that, I had to talk to her, and
Got to.
be like, "What's your deal?
Yeah.
What's up with you?"
Yeah. You have crazy hair.
Yeah. And somehow we talked about shoes probably because I needed new shoes and she worked at that store, so I probably brought it up. I'd like to say that she looked down at my shoes and told me I needed new ones. That would have been funny.
That sounds like her.
Does it sound like her? So maybe that's what happened.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that's what happened. That's the history now. For the books.
Stamp it.
Yeah. So I came over there and bought some Clarks, and then ended up buying another pair instead of replacing them, right? Or did I get them replaced?
I don't know. I think
They've probably
we want them
replaced.
a lot.
Yeah. Would you guys replace them, you think?
Oh, probably.
Okay. They have great customer service at this store. There's it's like built into the whole thing, right?
That's what we pride ourselves on.
Yep. You got a pair of shoes you bought there. It barely matters how long it goes by.
It's like, well, it's part of their own fault because we bitch about it when we have to like if I sold a shoe to someone and it comes back and I'm not there, it's most likely going to be taken by someone else. So I will lose money accredited to me that I initially had sold them, and then the person that's going to help him now with the return shoe and get them in a new shoe, they're going to take my sale, which is a big thing of debate at my store. But regardless,
I can see that.
it just so happens that it's like customer satisfaction guaranteed, and that encompasses like anything. Like you can be like, I just don't like how it looks after I bought it, and they could return it. I mean, like we have to.
But you guys told me a story of somebody who brought a pair of shoes back like 2 years after they bought them or something. No receipt.
That happens a lot.
That happens a lot.
Yeah.
Oh man, I thought that was a rare story.
It's like, these shoes they wore out really quick. I'm like
2 years
well,
later.
2 years.
Did you wear them every day? Yeah.
Yeah, but they shouldn't last. I mean, they should last longer than 2 years. No.
Oh.
We had one guy that was like, it's just not warm enough. What does that mean? It's a winter boot. Like,
I like to wear them without socks.
I don't know.
Yeah. But then you guys, like, in that instance I was talking about anyway, you guys gave him a brand new pair of shoes.
Suck it up
Wow.
and do it.
I mean, that's pretty sweet.
I had this one,
Wasn't even an argument, right?
no, well,
No.
I kind of roundabout, like, I have to talk to this person and talk to this person, and I'm like in trouble.
I'm buying my shoes there from now on.
Yeah. When we
It's like
had
every year go back and get a free pair.
theoretically, when we have this one professor at
Have you
MSU.
back from the holidays yet?
You know what? It's been a year and I just can't get used to them. Let me try another one.
When we have this one professor at Michigan State, and he's like Scottish or somewhere from the UK, and he wears the shoes he buys from us every day, all day. Walks a bazillion miles, And so, like, every year around the 11th month, he'll come and return them because they just don't
For
last.
free.
Yeah, and he'll get a new pair.
That's brilliant. See, that's what I'm talking about. I'm shopping there.
And it's like, oh my
For
god.
the same ones, or he gets
Initially, it was he got a different one, but then he liked the shoe, but it just kept wearing out because he just wore it all the time, and it was like the only shoe he would wear. And so, yeah, eventually, like, I came back like Sunday was my first day back since July, and I guess he came in, during that time, and my boss pretty much was like, "Yeah, we can't be doing this anymore for you.
Yeah.
This is like the 4th year in a row that you've done this. So you have to get your shoes somewhere else." So it's ridiculous. But we had legitimate people like a FedEx guy, a UPS guy, that are tough on their shoes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I was amazed when I saw he bought a pair of Keenes.
It's a quality shoe.
Yeah.
From a quality store.
And I sold them to him. And I remember, I'm like, sold them the shoe. 2 weeks later, I was working, and they were thrashed. They were just completely
Like, I put
thrashed.
them through the package sorter.
Maybe, I don't know, but they were thrashed. I was like, really? If I hadn't had sold you these initially, I would not have believed you that it was 2 weeks ago. And then I got him a new pair. And then
No
2 weeks
receipt.
later, no, he had the receipt.
Okay.
But 2 weeks later, he had the same issue. He came back with another pair of shoes. The same
Keenes
state.
again? Same. Did you just give him the same shoe?
No, I gave him a different shoe because, we thought part of the Keene problem was,
They weren't tough enough.
the sole wasn't as, tough as it should have been in some areas.
You must stomp a lot or something.
Some people are just really heavy on their shoes.
I mean, I walk around like a cat all day. But you don't hear me. That's right. I'm like... It's like...
Yeah.
I did pick it up.
That reminds me.
One more time.
I'll turn up. You son of a bee.
That reminds me though. When you live in Mass,
Mhm.
do you see a lot of people running? Not just in general, lots of runners. Just doesn't matter who or what they look like. They could be skinny, they could be fat, they could be tall.
For recreation.
They're just running.
Yeah.
Like all the time.
Not
you see
away
it.
from each other?
Well, here in Lansing, you don't see many people running that often. And if you do, at least around here.
Well, usually usually here, they have a specific location they do it at.
Yeah.
Yeah, over in Massachusetts, it's all in the
It's
neighborhood.
anywhere.
In the neighborhood.
And it's like the most ridiculous stuff ever I see.
Right.
And it's not like, I'm glad they're out running and enjoying themselves. But sometimes it's just like, man, you really gotta wonder what they're thinking when they go out and start running. And it's like some of the attire I've seen.
Oh, yeah.
Like some of the like stuff, I don't know. And it's common. I mean, it's like everywhere. Like here in Michigan, like you'll see like mostly the hardcore runners be still running in the wintertime.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not like that out there. People are still running, like all the time.
Huh.
Of all shapes and sizes.
Whether they're fit or not.
Yeah.
The attire, I have to agree
The
with.
attire is just outrageous.
Because there's like...
What's it? Yeah.
well, there's some
somebody
people that
describe
should
them.
not be packed into certain... can I say apparat? Well, no, it's not
Spandex is a privilege,
Spandex,
not a right.
That's right. Spandex is something, if you can wear it...
Privilege. Not
And
a
then
right.
I've seen people jogging along in like jeans, jeans
And like boots.
and boots. Like,
It's like, are you running away from something?
That definitely-
and in Massachusetts, that's a possibility.
Yeah, very, very much so. Especially in Worcester.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know. It's just
Who's the big faction that they would be upsetting around there?
cops.
Yeah.
Cops.
Hey, we got some new likes. Yeah, Joseph Voelker.
Oh,
That's a
likes.
that's a cool last name.
Volker. Volker.
Is that a friend of yours?
That's you know Joe, but you don't.
Oh, Joe!
Yeah.
It's that last name that and Hope Ford.
Have you ever driven in Worcester very much?
Uh,
Do you find it very unnerving and fearful?
well, seriously though, in comparison to driving in Michigan and driving in Massachusetts, or
Night and day.
yeah. Well, here, I was very surprised when I came here to find the suicide lane.
Yeah.
Where we don't have that there. All the streets are very tidy.
Yeah.
Like
It used to be
two
like,
lanes, one this way, then one that way. And if somebody needs to take a right turn,
you stop.
you stop and you wait behind them. Here, it's like whoop, you sit in that one spot, and everybody goes whoop, 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 right by you. But no, not in hell. And in Holyoke, where the streets are so tiny, or even in like Cambridge,
Yeah.
where it's like
Massive.
it's like so packed together, and it's like
How do you deal with that there then?
I'm used to it, so I don't know.
Well, it just happens.
I don't know.
I guess.
It's like that's like the biggest.
It's like some of the roads you actually, because at least in my town, in Holyoke, in my town, the roads are like almost like not even a two-way, not even enough room for two cars.
Yeah.
To go side by side, and
Sometimes.
people park on both sides of the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're
I'd
coming
shoot
down
back.
this way and somebody's coming this way, they got to pull over, wait behind the parked car while they go by, and then all this other kind of crap.
Well, I've been told like my buddy ultimately lived in Worcester because his wife is from Worcester and he was living there at the time. So he pulled me out there and he warned me. He's like, "Watch the driving.
Yeah.
It is the most insane you
Yeah.
ever see."
Mm-hmm.
And after living there a while, it's like, yeah, this is nuts. And after talking to other people, it's like, only in Worcester area is it really this insane. And I mean, it's insane to the point where I have near-death experiences every time I drive. Because, like he says, like people, it's only 2-lane or 4-lane roads with no turn lanes
Right.
and no turn lights, like turn signals,
Mhm.
like lights, except at very, very busy intersections. And then people park on the streets.
Mm-hmm. Both
So,
sides of the street.
Both sides of the streets.
Mhm.
And it's just, I mean, like if a car, like a truck specifically, is in that right-hand lane and there's cars parked, he'll shift over. And the person next to him will shift over into your oncoming lane.
No.
And initially I was like, what the hell is going on? And then, now it's like, oh, I'll just move over.
Yeah.
Even though you're coming right at me. It's just like, yeah.
Or if you're on the Mass Pike, or the Mass Pike or 91 or whatever, and it's the traffic is so compact.
Yeah.
And when
Nuts.
people, like, I'm not going to say that people are not considerate. It's just everybody's so accustomed to driving a certain way to where,
Yeah.
like, if you're going a bit slower and you're a bit faster and they're going to cut in front of you, it's so close to where you almost hit bumpers. And they're just like, whoop.
Yeah.
To where here it's like people wait like 5 car lengths before they actually pull, like pull in front of you.
In Michigan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm exaggerating. I'm saying in comparison.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So like,
My buddy said it the best. He said, in Worcester, you drive the way you truly want to drive. Like, that is how I want to drive. I just drive however I want. Like, get out of my way. I'm going to pass you. I'm going to speed. Because cops don't pull people over.
Yeah.
You see cops
I
do it.
mean,
Like, you see a cop just whizzing through, and
Yep.
you could pass a cop going faster than him, and he wouldn't care.
my only experience with East Coast driving is in Maryland, and it's not. It doesn't sound. I don't know. I was never that scared, but it's tight
yeah, a lot
and
yeah.
it's
tight.
aggressive,
Mhm.
and you can basically do a U-turn anywhere you want. So
Yeah,
you
oh,
never
yeah.
know when that's
Yeah,
gonna happen.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
U-turn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like here. Yeah, I mean, we in Massachusetts, you call it pulling a Yui.
Yeah.
You pull a Yui.
Yeah, well, we're familiar with that term everywhere else, right? I think,
Well,
right?
I tried saying that to people here, and they're like, we can't do that.
Well, you can't, but we know what it is.
Right. I'm saying, but here they're like, you
Well,
can't.
okay, yeah, fine.
Right.
If you say it
Illegal.
though,
Okay,
if
I'm
you said
sorry.
it there,
I'm sorry.
they-
I meant it.
Oh.
I didn't mean it like that.
yeah, if you said it there, they'd be like, "Oh, good call," and then we're
Yeah.
here would be like, "Whoa, hey,
No, you gotta
That's
do
illegal.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
do a Michigan U-turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Hold on.
in a designated area,
Yeah,
where,
like I've done it here before, and people are like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
like,
People do it.
Because
Alright, you're like,
cops-
hey, I'm just pulling a Yui.
yeah.
Wait,
you
how
have
would
to
you
do
say it there though?
what?
How would you say it there?
Pulling a Yui?
Yeah, but
so you-
use your voice.
Pulling a Yui.
No, but you're using your Michigan
Pulling a Yui?
accent.
What?
What? That's your Michigan accent.
Pulling a
Though.
Yui. I don't have a Michigan. I don't have an accent.
You do a little bit.
Pulling a Yui. Pulling a Yui. I don't
I
know.
feel all right. I just thought it'd sound cooler.
My bad. Ed?
No,
Pulling a
he's
Yui.
only been there a few
Yui.
months.
Yeah.
He still sounds exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's unaffected.
Well, that's not the coast, so he's not gonna have the accent either.
Right, but all right,
Worcester's not really the accent area.
all right.
Yeah,
You gotta
Oh.
go further to the
Yeah,
coast.
and there is some accent, but not much.
Yeah.
But another thing
My bad.
is there's lots of homeless people. But that's kind of common, I think, in like a blue collar city like Worcester.
Mhm.
But it's alright. Before I left, I think it was like one day I was coming back from school, and it was like 7 o'clock, so it's pretty dark out. And this black lady was wearing all black and crossing the street in like a black section of the street. And
Wait, what do you mean by black section?
Like a place where there's not. That sounds terrible. No,
You mean
an unlit section of the street.
Wow.
But that's common. Yeah. Anyway,
Easy, gentlemen.
but Worcester, people just cross the street.
Yeah.
Whenever they want, wherever they want. And this is what you were talking about on the turnpike. And some people are just so inconsiderate, but in the next split second later, they can be the most considerate person.
exactly.
And it's like night and day. Like, oh, okay. Now
They
I'm
cut
gonna
you
be
off,
nice.
and all of a sudden you're like, oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I've been there. I know what you're talking about. Go ahead.
It's like someone will randomly stop for someone just to cross the street, not at a crosswalk, just randomly in the middle of the street, and then the next minute, me honking and flipping you off for, not going fast enough, or.
And it's funny because when I'm driving on the Mass Bike and I see somebody pulled over, I'm like, man, they really screwed up.
Yeah, you have to.
Wow. What did you do to get pulled over?
You have to. Like, I've seen, I think, maybe 2 people pulled over by cops. And one of them I know wasn't a traffic thing. It was something else. So.
And there's Stadies, I don't know what you...
Yeah, state police.
Yeah, state police.
Right. And, like, they're...
I didn't realize that was. I thought that was a
Stadies?
Michigan thing.
Stadies?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so...
I don't hear it a lot, but I hear it.
I mean, I think everywhere they're like that. They have this persona
Yeah.
where if a Stady pulls you over... Because they got that, like, what do you call it?
Little tassels.
The no, the
Magnifying glass.
what do you call it? The Mountie hat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
The flat
Is that what they
brim.
have out there? Ours don't have.
Yeah,
that.
they got like
they
the
Mountie hat.
Yeah. It's like a flat brim, like...
yeah, and it's got like the
Has the
dimple.
Oh,
crest.
yeah. Okay, yeah. Wow. Well, I've never been
The
pulled
boots
over
that
by a
almost
Stady.
come up to their knees, and
Yeah.
like they could just got off a motorcycle.
Yeah.
They look like they're in an army of some kind.
They look- yeah, they're badass,
They're badass.
totally.
They are.
Yeah.
I mean, they basically go through like basic training and stuff like that to be there.
Do they?
For Stadies.
Most state police are like above local
Yeah.
police.
Oh, totally.
well,
above.
I mean,
the
obviously,
ones that
its
do.
jurisdiction is larger. It
Yeah.
seems. I mean, it seems obvious,
Yeah.
but
But yeah. And that's the only real threat you have to watch out for.
Stadies.
Local police are too busy doing other shit.
That's true.
It's like Worcester especially, there's a big crack problem and like drug problem. So like I live in Maine
Crack? You got
South.
crack?
What?
Yeah, you got some crack?
I remember. Check this out, though. I remember. I've only seen this in a movie, but I actually lived it out. Where I got pulled over
For urban surfing.
I didn't get pulled over for that. But I was, me and a friend of mine just got out of a bar. We weren't drinking a lot. We just had a couple beers. And I was driving home, and I accidentally went down a one-way.
Oh.
And so the cop pulls me over. He's like, did you realize you went down a one-way? I'm like, this is my hometown. But I really didn't realize it. And
Even though you were basically sober?
yeah. Well, it was down the hill. And the way the one-ways go and everything like that, sometimes they screw with you or whatever. So I went down a one-way, and the cop pulls me over. He's like, you realize you went down? I'm like, oh, sorry. Have you been drinking? Yes, I have. I had a few beers at the bar, but I'm on my and all of a sudden they got this call that there was a shooting down the hill. I'm like, oh, so, all right, fine, go. See you later. I gotta go. And jumped in his car and left. I've only seen like stuff like that, and not that this was like some beautiful scene or whatever, but I've never seen like people, the cop go, sorry, you gotta have a call. That's more important than me.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, I gotta go. See you
You
later.
hear like Officer Down come out of his shoulder. And he's like,
Well, I mean, in Holyoke, there's.
It's like, I'm watching you. Okay.
I mean, down the hill in Holyoke, there's like,
Violence.
yeah, shootings all the time and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like, yeah.
All right, well, hey, let me just take this moment, guys, to say that we've been having a lot of fun right now. We're well over our mark for an episode right now.
We have
So
a lot of edits though.
A lot of it.
we do, but I'm saying that we're at a point here where we can stop for this episode and say to be continued.
Right.
I would like everyone to.
I can go get some beers.
I would love everyone to tune in next week to hear the further adventures of Dave and Ed and myself. Because we will continue here with another one. But for the meantime, you have been listening to what's our show called? Is it The Mindset of or Dan? No, okay.
Dan,
The
Dan-
Wait, where am I?
The The Dan and Dave Yeah.
Yes.
You've all been listening to the Dan and Dave Mindset. I'm Dan.
Oh, I'm Dave.
And our special guest tonight,
Ed.
that's Ed. Thank you very much, and tune in next week for more Ed.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.